So going into the weekend, the market is looking very strong, even in the midst of correction. FUD, it's your boy Crypto Millie. I'm back with another one. In today's video, I'm gonna give you guys a subnet update. We're gonna be talking about a bit tensor breakthrough. This breakthrough should unlock loads of capital and liquidity. You know, we always cover subnets. Every week we give a subnet based on our brief. So please make sure that you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and keep your favorite crypto and door-to-door entrepreneur inside the algorithms. Today's bit tensor subnet that we will be highlighting is Void subnet 106. But before we get into Void, let's go over BitTensor here. You can see that BitTensor is sitting at 430 bucks, right? So it's been thriving, right? It's almost half of 1K, and the ecosystem itself is thriving, and I expect some more capital and liquidity to come into the ecosystem if Void can execute ship and really deliver this cool product. So this is the website, guys. I'll be sure to put the links in the description. It says democratizing access to AI by leveraging distributed technology. One of the main thing Void is focusing on right now is they're focusing on their bridge, right? What they're attempting to do is they've done, right? They've built out a bridge that allows you to access liquidity on Solana and other chains. Right now, they're focused on Solana, but in the future, they'll bring other chains like Base, Ethereum, etc. And the bridge is already live. I would recommend anybody to try it out if that's something you're interested in, but always create a new wallet because bridges are very, very volatile, especially when they're new, right? So I always say that. Create a new wallet when dealing with these bridges. But right now, you can actually bridge your BitTensor straight into Solana. Even a few subnets have liquidity pools. You can go straight to their docs and you can find the mint addresses to the subnets that have liquidity pools on Raydium. Now, the one thing I will say is that the liquidity pools are very thin at the moment, but we're getting to that and why they should start to beefing up. But this is huge because now this is allowing wrapped versions of each subnet to sit on Solana ecosystem. And if you're a DGen like me and you know anything about Solana ecosystem, the DGens, they're always looking for new opportunities. You can even bridge alpha and also send back your Solana to the TAO ecosystem. So if you want to like do it invert, you can actually send your Solana back to the TAO ecosystem. It's very, very easy, right? You paste your BitTensor address, you paste your Solana address, and you pretty much convert the amount of TAO you want to convert into the Solana ecosystem. And I've been looking at the wrap TAO token, which is crazy because it's a little bit of parity there. So if you are into arbitrage, you can also make a little bit of money on the wrap token because there's a little bit of difference between the price. I think it's like $100 difference between the price on Solana and the actual price of BitTensor TAO. VoidAI subnet 106. Their mission is to bridge TAO and Alpha tokens across multiple blockchains. In the future, you'll see other blockchains like Base and Ethereum, but right now the focus is TAO and Alpha tokens, right? And being able to trade those on Solana and even integrate them into apps with only one line of code, which is huge, right? Because a lot of people struggle with coding. Even with the AI around, people still struggle with coding, and people want to get involved with the BitTensor and the TAO ecosystem and some of these subnets. They just don't understand how to code and create miners. So in my opinion, this is going to be huge. We're bringing more normies and retail into the BitTensor ecosystem. They're building a multi-chain token bridge, so you'll be able to bridge TAO and Alpha tokens seamlessly to Solana and other major blockchains. Your tokens get universal access to the DeFi ecosystems everywhere. They're using Chainlink CCIP security, so the bridge is protected by Chainlink, which is huge, right? Because you know these bridges are submissive to hacks, and we really don't want to see that. But again, I always say, create a brand new wallet. Never use your main wallet when dealing with bridges. The gold standard for cross-chain security. Your assets are safer than Fort Knox. And we just talked about the one-line DeFi integration. DeFi apps can list TAO and Alpha tokens with just one line of code. Instant integration means that instant liquidity and trading opportunities. So if you're building an application, you're building a platform, and you want to be able to host the TAO tokens, the wrap versions of TAO tokens in the you know, if you're using the Solana or Wrap versions, you can actually do that in one line of code. Again, you can go check out the docs and do your research yourself. I always say do your research, right? And the main goal is to get some of these subnets to be able to be traded on major dexes outside of just like TAO stats, TAO bot, and one of my favorite websites here, which is Backdrop Finance. So they want to be able to get that liquidity going on multiple dexes and possibly centralized exchanges, right? We've seen an integration and a partnership between crypto.com and BitTensor, I believe was the Yuma group. So guys, this is just the start of what could possibly, you know, what the ecosystem could possibly look like in the future, right? Solana degens are always looking for new opportunities. And once this liquidity starts to get beefed up on some of these wrapped versions of these subnets, it's going to be crazy. So next, let's talk about Subnet 106 mining rewards, right? So in the future, VoidAI Subnet 106 will be providing genuine liquidity to the ecosystem. Miners will contribute real value by adding TAO and Alpha tokens to liquidity pools, ensuring smooth trading for everyone. Now, this is not live just yet, but once it goes live, you'll be able to add liquidity to some of these subnets. To the wrap versions, and guess what, you're going to earn a passive income. So again, I always talk about jumping into these ecosystems, doing research and understanding where you can earn passive income. Miners stake tokens in liquidity pools and get rewards based on their contribution to trading efficiency and pool depth. Auto liquidity and rebalancing. The system automatically rebalances liquidity across all supported chains. When new trading pools launch, VoidAI bootstraps them with optimal liquidity depths for stable and trading. Smart feature like auto restocking shelves, ensuring every chain has enough liquidity for smooth trades and stable prices, which brings me to the Dual-Pool Treasury Flywheel, which is going to be huge, right? Two interconnected pools, TAO and Alpha, create a self-sustaining growth mechanism. Trading fees feed back into the pools, growing the treasury and attracting more users in virtuous cycles. And basically how this works is 50% of all the profits from trading fees will be used for wrap TAO and USDC to add more liquidity to each pool. So it works as a flywheel, right? The more people that trade these wrap TAO tokens on Solana, right, it will accrue and generate fees, which will go directly back into building out the liquidity pools to make them more thick and in depth, so more whales can come over there and trade those subnets, right? So basically creating an ecosystem that works for itself. But not to add, the other 50% goes to Alpha and buyback subnets. So this is where it, holding the Alpha token, holding VoidAI, this is where the people who hold the token make their money, right? Because 50% of those fees are going directly back to buying back an Alpha token to help appreciate the token price, right? Treasury wallets are transparent and public, so you'll be able to, hop into Discords, hop in some of these Telegrams and find these wallets because they're transparent and public. And I like when subnets do that. I like when any token does that, right? They just make their marketing wallets and things like that transparent, so you can know what's going on within the circle. Alpha token holders also get voting rights on the ecosystem within the DAO. So if you do hold the Alpha token, then you do get those voting rights, which is huge, right? Stake your Subnet 106 Alpha tokens to participate in governance decisions, vote on protocol upgrades, fee structures, and ecosystem directions while earning staking rewards. So very decentralized, giving the users and the buyers and the holders and the stakers an opportunity to make decisions on the governments to help build out this bridge in this ecosystem. And I know that VoidAI, in my opinion, Void 106, Subnet 106, they got a lot of things coming outside of just this bridge. I know their theme is allowing people to utilize different AI tools, but I think their main focus right now is building out this bridge to help the DTAO ecosystem get some more liquidity, because that's what is lacking. Everybody wants to be a part of the BitTensor ecosystem and trade Alpha tokens. They just don't know how to, right? They don't know how to create the wallets, right? Even I can make 1,000 videos. People say, oh, how do I create a wallet? How do I create a miner in these things? So I think there's going to be more subnets like this that kind of usher in normies in retail by making things low code or no code or easy to access, or similar to some of these ecosystems like Solana, which people are used to, right? So I would go check out the VoidAI X page, right? Multi-chain liquidity protocol enabling interoperability for BitTensor powered by Chainlink. So check out their page. They're usually one of the top trending subnets by mindshare. You can see currently whereas they was, you know, top 10 right here, sitting at number 6. So a lot of people within the BitTensor and the TAO ecosystem really are looking into Subnet 106. And why wouldn't they, right? So the biggest casino is Solana, and why wouldn't the ecosystem want to attract some of that liquidity into DTAO? And maybe some of those builders from Solana that get tired of all the LARPs and the BS that you go through with Solana, come over to BitTensor, come over to TAO and build with real builders, build with real devs. So I'm a big fan of Subnet 106. I actually do hold some of the alpha tokens. Not my biggest holding, but I do hold some of the token because me personally, I am interested in seeing you know, the subnets sit on Raydium and sit on some of these other dexes, and then eventually I want to see some of these top subnets get listed on centralized exchanges. So this is early. This is extremely early, guys. This is a bridge, so you always want to make sure you use new wallets because they can be a little bit buggy because it's new. But this is early, and this is just, you know, how do you think this is going to look when TAO is sitting at $1,000 and they open back up the doors to subnets, and now we got 500 subnets, right? And everybody's bridging that liquidity from Sol and the TAO and trying to be part of the big AI boom. So ahead of the game, and that's what we really need within the BitTensor ecosystem. You can check out the price action and stuff that's going on with VoidAI. It sits here at a $2.8 million market cap. So tons of potential if you're into like low caps and micro caps. And again, the more people that use this service, the more of that treasury go 50% of the more of the 50% of that treasury, or should I say profits, go back to buybacks of the alpha token. So this doesn't just benefit miners or people that's, you know, adding liquidity. It also benefits people that hold the token. So if you want to just simple be one of those people that hold the token, you can hold the token, and as this ecosystem continues to mature, I would expect that the token price will also appreciate. All right, so guys, let me know what y'all think about the VoidAI bridge. Have you tried it? Of course, all of this is just entertainment, not financial advice. I like to give you guys a few subnets each week. And like I said, I run a miner, so they deliver me briefs and kind of give me an idea of what's going on within the BitTensor ecosystem. So make sure that you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and keep your favorite crypto and door-to-door entrepreneur inside the algorithm.